Hello, everyone. Today, we welcome Mr. Asad Khan, co-founder and CEO of MEDZnMORE, Pakistan's largest health tech. Today, Mr. Asad, we will talk about you and your accomplishments. Please give us an insight into your life and your foray into the fields of health tech, technology, and logistics, Mr. Asad.
So I once listened to Steve Jobs' graduation speech at Stanford, and which he said, you can only connect your dots looking back. So I think my story is pretty similar so far. So I moved back to Pakistan in 2017 and joined Kareem as general manager. So I worked with Kareem for about 3 years. That was my first professional role in Pakistan, and that was where the logistics came in, right? So it was very immersive experience with Kareem. Learned a lot. But prior to moving to Pakistan, I was abroad for almost 17 years, and primarily in healthcare technology. So my last role in UK was with a company called IQVIA. IQVIA, they're the world's largest clinical research data analytics company for life sciences. I was a country manager for UK and Ireland. So did a lot of stuff on the data science with life sciences healthcare companies. Before that, I worked alongside Bain Capital, so kind of a handyman. So I used to pick up their successful health tech companies from US and then scale them in UK and Europe. So health tech in West, especially, there's a lot of great talent, a lot of money, and a lot of great innovation happening in healthcare in the West. And that innovation is primarily driven by the need, because the population is aging. The kind of money that's needed to sustain that aging population, it has made it necessary to innovate in healthcare. So when I moved to Pakistan, I wanted to do something in health tech, but Kareem was, I think I couldn't have landed at a better place to understand Pakistan. So health tech is where my calling has always been. I did my B school from Duke and also in health sector management. So I've always been passionate about health tech. Because healthcare is some place where you can have both. You can build a successful company. Opportunity size is great, but also the impact of doing something in healthcare goes a long way, especially in emerging markets like countries like Pakistan.
That's wonderful. Mr. Asad, I applaud your efforts. How do you feel now that you look back at all that you've achieved and also contributed back to the community?
So there have been quite a few surprises along the way. So I've spent a lot of time abroad in, building algorithm systems based on lots of data. When you move to Pakistan, the first thing you find out, there is no data. Right? So
that's true.
So how do you build something? How do you make healthcare more accessible, efficient using data, as there is no data? So there were two focus areas for us when we started this company. One focus area was how do we simplify or how do we improve access to basic healthcare services for masses? Right? So how do we? So that includes access to authentic medicines, access to doctors, access to diagnostics, labs, health insurance, hospitals. Can we build a comprehensive healthcare platform that can simplify access to healthcare services for all? So end-to-end comprehensive healthcare platform. The second focus area for us was, so when I was in US, I came across a story on CNN that up to 40% of medicines in Pakistan are either counterfeit or substandard. I think as recently as last year, Profit, the local Wall Street Journal publication, they published a similar research that up to 40% medicines in Pakistan are either counterfeit or substandard.
That's huge. That's actually very huge.
Yeah. So that number is, insanely high. It's impossible to comprehend the enormity of that number. That 4 out of 10 medicine, the best case scenario is it's just a powder, won't do anything, and the worst case could be anything.
Yeah.
So when we were setting up this company, we decided, okay, if we are to set up a health tech business that is going to deliver medicines to patients, then we have to do something meaningfully to reduce the prevalence of counterfeit medicines in Pakistan. Primary healthcare doesn't exist, right? There are very few standardized, reputable, good doctors down the road. Most people end up in hospital as first point of care. So our first phase was to build a technology platform. Second phase for us is to go close to people. So we currently, for example, in Karachi, we own the largest chain of clinics and the largest chain of pharmacies, clinic and pharmacies in Karachi. So now we are going to augment that online infrastructure or technology infrastructure with physical infrastructure to go deeper where people are.
It's just commendable how you've put in so much effort to make sure that the healthcare system in Pakistan improves. Also, Mr. Asad, I'm sure you're aware of how Pak Launch has also successfully managed to provide an opportunity to tech-savvy individuals by offering a platform where they get the recognition that they deserve. So, with regard to this, what would you comment on the upcoming Unconference 23 in January in Dubai? And do you think there's an opportunity for growth in the Pakistani tech industry?
So first of all, I think Pak Launch is a fantastic. So I was part of the Pak Launch Unconference in Palo Alto last year.
Yeah.
And the kind of investors and kind of founders who were there, I think that was a fantastic gathering. I think I learned a lot, made a lot of connections. Having said that, in Pakistan, there's a huge amount of talent. But that talent, in order to groom talent, you need liquidity, right? You need investment, and you need mentoring from people who have done this before in the West or in more developed areas. I think for Pakistan, it's very early days. I think we are late to the party. But I think the buzz I see in ecosystem is very, very heartening. There's so many good founders. There's so many people trying to use technology to optimize healthcare, agri-tech, fintech, logistics, and we will, inshallah, I have no doubt, we will see successful companies, who are redefining industries in Pakistan over the next few years.
Mr. Asad, so we see that there are numerous new small and medium-sized businesses that are emerging, like you said, that have huge potential for growth. So is there like advice that you would be kind enough to bestow upon them that would prove to be helpful for them?
I think there's quite a lot. There's quite a lot that can be mentored to young founders.
Definitely.
One advice I would give is, if we are trying to bring in ideas from West, let's say there's a successful company in UK or US or any developed market, and we are trying to bring that idea into Pakistan. So my advice would be, spend time understanding your local dynamics, because one size fits all doesn't work. And that will also help you understanding the problem and how do you solve it better.
Thank you for the advice, Mr. Asad. That will be all. And looking forward to seeing you at the Unconference, sir.